Hello everyone! I already did part of the legendary questline during the beta time, but on the live servers I was able to get further into the questline, so I figured it'd be a good idea to share some of the story with those who haven't seen it yet, or for those who are interested in a little bit more background information. That said, do keep in mind that spoilers are coming, so if you want to do the questline for yourself, and we're going to do up to the part of the Blackrock Foundry, so if you still want to do it yourself, you might want to turn off the video to avoid spoilers. Right, for those sticking around, let's take a quick look at what happened so far and then we can talk about the legendary questline. During the Tanaan jungle questing, we had to disconnect the Dark Portal and we had to make sure that the Iron Horde could no longer use the portal to invade our Azeroth. To do this, we had to liberate Cho'Gall, Khadgar and Gul'dan, and they were used by the Iron Horde to power the portal, and this wasn't exactly what Gul'dan had in mind. He was ready to sell out his people to the Burning Legion, he was ready to offer the demon blood and make them slaves, but our Garrosh prevented this. He traveled back in time with the Bronze Deck and Kairos Dormu, he informed Gromar's Hellscream about what was going on, he spoiled all of Gul'dan's plans. Garrosh wasn't done there though, he then still created the Horde, only now it was an Iron Horde and it wasn't enslaved to the Legion. This Horde would be his Iron Horde and they would get the vengeance Garrosh desired by conquering our planet and taking us out. Naturally we couldn't let this happen, so as soon as we found out that the Iron Horde was invading, we got our troops ready, we kicked the Iron Horde's butt and we stepped through the red portal and took the battle to the Iron Horde.
Do not delay, mortal. I can feel the life essence of your armies fading. There will be time for regret later. We will meet again.
We managed to disconnect the portal, but by doing so, we created a larger problem, since now Gul'dan is free and he's not done yet. He's always been about getting more power, and Khadgar, he realizes that sooner or later we'll have to deal with this orc. It will have to be later though, since at that moment we first have to escape the Tanaan jungle and we set sail for either Shadowmoon Valley if you're Alliance or Frostfire Ridge if you're Horde. In each zone we take care of business, we secure the area and we build up our garrison. Eventually Khadgar he summons us since he wants to find out more about Gul'dan's plans and make sure that whatever he's trying to do, we make sure that he fails. This story is pretty mirrored for both sides. Of course the Horde they party with the orcs while Alliance parties with the Draenei, but overall the story is the same.
Together we will defeat the Shadow Council.
We spy on Gul'dan and we discover what he's up to.
Rise, old friends. The time has come for the next step of my plan. Terrangor, infiltrate the Occani and take control of Auchendoun. Bleed them dry. It will be done, Lord Gul'dan. Cho'Gall, we'll finish your Frostfire business together. I'm sending you to Nagrand to subjugate the Naru and Ashogun. I will crush it!
The pail and the key.
All I require is its limitless power. Razun, you stay here. I have other plans for... What is that? What are you looking at? It's all fun and games until...
We find out that Gul'dan and his crew they're in search of more power, so naturally we'll have to stop them. Khadgar he summons us to his tower since he's concerned about Gul'dan and the additional threat that he creates, but before we begin, we must first create a link between us and Khadgar. He sends us away to collect a ring from High Stage Verix in Skyreach, and with the ring, Khadgar will not only be able to communicate with us, it will also grant us more power.
I think this is the beginning of a very powerful partnership, my friend. Good luck.
We take down the High Sage, we collect the ring, and we deliver it to the Archmage. With that task done, Khadgar explains the situation.
As powerful as I am, I cannot be everywhere at once. But you, Commander, are my greatest resource. Between the skill of your allies and the might of your garrison, there is not a stronghold that can withstand you. Under your leadership, The full might of the Alliance Expeditionary Force will engage the Iron Horde. but I will be concentrating on the single greatest threat to the safety of Azeroth. Gul'dan, darkness incarnate. In all my years, Gul'dan is the craftiest, most diabolical foe I have ever encountered. I hold myself accountable for his release. We must find and eliminate Gul'dan and his nascent Shadow Council network. With your help, I can track him down. I will ask a great deal of you. I will task you to the very edge of your abilities. But I will also help you as much as I am able. Together we will create for you an artifact of legendary power. With a core forged from the heart of Draenor's son, this ring is a foundation upon which we will build a wonder. There, it is done. Now to find Gul'dan.
A lot of you have been asking me about Khadgar and the changes to his character, like why does he look younger, why does he wield a Tish, is there perhaps something more going on here? And the simple answer is we simply don't know. You can give the younger look a reason, since they did give him a new model, but why he wields a Tish, that's uncertain. I've also been asked why and how Khadgar knows so much about Gul'dan, and the reason for this is that Khadgar, he had to face off against our Gul'dan and his horde in our reality. Khadgar, he's a son of Lothar, which means that he fought against the original horde, and not only that, he also used the skull of Gul'dan to close the dark portal. This skull, you might have seen it in Illidan's hands, it had the ability to communicate, to manipulate from beyond the grave, so it's not surprising that Khadgar fears Gul'dan. This orc, he played a massive role in the corruption of the first horde, in the invasion of Azeroth, and knowing that he's on the loose, that he can do whatever he wants, who knows what he can do if left unchecked. Now in order to stop Gul'dan, we'll first have to find him, and to find him, we'll have to collect some ingredients for a magical spell. Khadgar asked of us to collect a core of flame, a core of iron and a core of life for his spell, while also collecting 4,986 Apexis crystals to power up our ring. He needs exactly 4,986 crystals, 4,985 is inadequate, 4,987 is of course absurd. With the items and crystals in our possession, we return to the Archmage, who received news that the Shadow Council, it has infiltrated Auchindoun. This is our chance to take out Tanaan, a major piece of the chessboard, so we go in and we try to stop the orc.
Who knew the Draenei held such delicious treasures in their temple? Do you dare challenge me, defenders of Auchindoun? Such decadence. It will all burn. Gul'dan. Such foolishness. This gift. So much more than you could ever know. Long have I waited, hungered to be more. And now all shall bow before me.
It seems like this gift of Gul'dan gives Tanaan all the power that he needs, so he doesn't care about Gul'dan anymore, and we see a similar thing happen with Cho'Gall in Oshu'gan.
Cho'Gall, I sent you here to enslave this thing. Where is my power, ogre? Your power?
It's my power!
You will obey, disciple. Hand over its reins. I think not.
We're done taking orders from you.
We've learned much from Quore.
We're writing a book.
You're insane. Run away, old man!
Soon, Heimel will burn. Then, the world.
Gul'dan, he doesn't have the most loyal of friends. Now, we try to take out Tanaan to prevent him from doing any more damage, but before we get the chance, he jumps off the platform and it's uncertain what exactly happened to him. We take the blood of Tanaan back to Khadgar, who can use it to track down members of the Shadow Council, especially Gul'dan.
Follow me, Commander. Once we locate Gul'dan, we may have to move quickly. My eyes are open. Vam Shalak, Omeshis, Khaztolim. Come on, come on. Where are you? Wait. Here. What? Hiding. He's countering my spell. Champion, killing Tearing Gore must have shaken him up. That's good. But now he knows we're getting closer. We need more power.
More power is required, and Khadgar has a plan. It was the Bronze Dragon Kairos Dormu that helped Garrosh escape and bring him to this reality, so getting to Kairos would help Khadgar recalibrate his magic to this era of Draenor. In the Grand, we get help of another Bronze Dragon, Chromie herself, and together we try to track down Kairos, dead or alive.
Come back in one piece. The trail will not be easy to follow. Start by heading east.
We'll track you from the air. Follow the trail of time anomalies like this. Here, it looks like Garrosh came down this way alone after he first arrived on Draenor. But where was Kairos?
Look at Garrosh. His hands are bound, but he's alone. When did he and Kairos part ways?
That ogre shouldn't be here. Something strange must have happened up on this ridge.
Who is that?
That's Kairos in disguise. Garrosh killed him. But where is the body?
We must be close. Is this him?
It is. The final resting place of Kairos Dormu.
Betrayed by Garrosh the moment they arrived on Draenor.
Laughter turned to shrieks. The jagged glass tore through flesh easily, not breaking even as it sliced through muscle and glanced off bone. Garrosh kept a firm grip on the shard's bronze sculpture with his manacled hands. Power surged into the glass. Bronze scales appeared and disappeared on Kairos' skin. He was trying to use the shard, trying to shift back into his dragon form. It wasn't working. Garrosh shoved him over and followed him to the ground, dragging the sharp edge around Kairos' shoulder until it met the collarbone and had to be pulled free. The shrieks grew louder. Weak orcish hands struck out, trying to push Garrosh away. He lowered his face to mere inches from the bronze dragon's eyes and buried the shard in his throat. Shrieks turned into gurgling. Garrosh held the shard firm, ignoring the torrents of energy racing in and out of the glass, focusing instead on the total surprise in Kairos' eyes. No more, Garrosh said. No more puppeteers hiding in the shadows. No more slavers offering corrupted power. No more of the likes of you. The orcs will be free of all masters. Garrosh twisted the shard and dragged it down into Kairos' chest, stabbing again and again. Blood spilled onto the hilltop. Not orcish blood, not the blood of any creature that had ever walked on this world, but the land would drink it all the same. Finally, he pulled the shard free and stood. Kairos convulsed on the ground. Garrosh watched, curious. He had never killed a bronze dragon before. The shard trembled in his grip, beating in time with the dragon's final heartbeats. Bronze mist, each mote thick as a grain of sand, moved away from Kairos. It was not dispersing like smoke, but rather pulling together into a thin, rope-like vortex, twisting away into nothing, as though being drawn away from this world. When the bronze mist was gone, the shard was quiet. Kairos' eyes were wide open, and he breathed no more. Garrosh waited. He wanted to be sure. Minutes passed before he grunted and nodded. An easier end than you deserved. He left the body where it lay. Any who happened upon it would simply see an orc who had angered someone he shouldn't have. This is a small part taken from the Hellscream short story, which talks about the events between Garrosh and Kairos arriving on Draenor, and Garrosh manipulating Grommash into forming the Iron Horde and invading Azeroth. I already made a more detailed video about this, so I'll link that one plus the short story in the description if you want to check it out. But here we see that Garrosh, he did not want the Horde to be ruled by anyone, not the Legion, not the Bronze Dragons. He just wanted the Iron Horde to do what he wanted it to do. Kairos is dead, but we still need him for Khadgar to recalibrate his spell to power himself up, so we have work to do.
For Azeroth.
Sorry for all the times you're about to get killed. If it's any consolation, you won't remember any of them.
We will find a way through this. Be vigilant, friend. Very good. I will distract Kairos while you attack.
If anyone gets too hurt, I'll undo your wounds.
You are warchief, no longer Hellscream. You're free because I willed it. You live because I will it. You will join your father and rally the old orc clans because I will it.
Kairos, what did you want? Why did you need an army?
Not just one. An infinite number of armies, across an infinite number of worlds. I would be infinite! Ah! Hellscream! Without me! Who?
Victory! Champion, you did it!
Kairos relived his final moments as we took out the mighty bronze dragon. Some of you asked me why exactly Kairos and Rephion helped Garrosh, and the simple answer is, we're not sure. Rephion's motivations has always been to keep Azeroth safe, no matter what it took, while Kairos, he was not happy with the bronze dragons losing so much of their power at the end of the Cataclysm. Some way, somehow, they believed that bringing Garrosh here, forming the Iron Horde, could accomplish their goals, but the details are still not explained. Regardless of that, we did what Khadgar asked of us, we returned to his tower, and we informed about the next part of the plan.
I know now how to defeat Gul'dan's magic and reveal the Shadow Council. But we'll need more power. We will have to tear artifacts from the very heart of the Ogre Empire. I can help you. Let us augment the power of that ring of yours. Hold out your hand and step into the light. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have mentioned that you would be slightly killed.
We're sent into the very heart of Highmaul itself to collect a Brocator Stones, a Fellbreaker's Tome, and the Sigil of the Sorcerer King. All these items will grant Khadgar more power, while also giving him the knowledge as to how to nullify magic, especially Gul'dan's Fell magic, which will help us with finding Gul'dan.
Come back. Don't let down your guard, my friend. The ogres of this era are not all brainless brutes. Some among them are dangerously clever.
We go into Highmaul and we take on the ogres, the pale orcs, the warlord Kark of Bladefist, any that stand in our way, we take them out and we collect the items that Khadgar required. Some of you requested if I could talk a little bit about the lore behind Highmaul, but sadly there isn't that much to tell. Ogres, they used to rule Draenor and they were at war with the orcs. That much is known, as we see in the Lords of War videos, where for example Kargov, he takes out the former ruler of Highmaul, and Grommash and his clan are at war with the ogres. Now we have the rise of the Iron Horde. Now it's the orcs that are the most powerful force, and the ogres of Highmaul, they teamed up with them, even though they will betray them in a heartbeat. We also see hints here and there about artifacts linked to the Titans, and we know for certain that the Titans, they help shape Draenor similar to how they shaped Azeroth. Korok, one of the bosses in Highmaul, he was the only ogre to survive direct exposure to a mysterious relic unearthed by the Highmaul excavations of Nagrand, and he was left with a near complete immunity to all magic. So the knowledge we seek for Khadgar, it wasn't all invented by the ogres, they found it by digging up ancient artifacts, by using the powers and the magic of the Titans. Like I said, there aren't that many details to give, not all of it is fully explained, but this is what we know, and like I said, as we go through Highmaul, we clear the raid, we collect the items, and with them, he's finally able to power up his spell and locate the warlock.
Marvelous. We have everything we need. Gul'dan will not be able to hide from my gaze this time.
Archmage, be careful.
We have him where we want him. My eyes are open. Valmir, Khadgar, Mal Ozimius. Come, come, come. I will find you. There, Gul'dan. He is...
The human mage from Tanaan.
I have found you.
I've been inquiring about you, Khadgar. It would seem we have a history.
Then you know how this ends. Give yourself up.
Your clumsy magic works both ways. I have also found you.
Archmage, look out!
Foolish mage. Your death will be excruciatingly slow. I only wish I could be there to enjoy it.
Champion! The Archmage!
From the shadows, Garona Halforcen strikes, and she does this for the second time, since she was already sent before in either Shadowmoon Valley or Frostfire Ridge, but this time, Khadgar's ice block, it was on cooldown, and her strike was a success. In our reality, Gul'dan also had Garona working for him, and back then, he forced a Draenei orc to mate in order to create her. He then tortured this child, he placed magical spells on her mind to keep her obedient, and he trained her in the ways of the assassin. Garona would play a major role in the rest of the story. She met with the Guardian Medivh, she met with Khadgar, she took down the King of Stormwind, Varian's father, she gave birth to Medan, the new Guardian, you know, she did a whole bunch of things in our reality, and at the end, she managed to take out Cho'Gall, or at least Heroes of Azeroth took him out, and now she's safe of that control. Now in this reality, it seems like this Gul'dan had the same plan in mind, he also created Garona, and now the Archmage is poisoned with fel magic. We only have minutes to save his life, so we need to track down his assassin.
You're a brave one, coming after me all alone. Come out into the open, hero. Let me get a good look at you. Oh, following my trail. You're strong and crafty. I love a good hunt. Got you! The poison is like fire in your veins, isn't it? Don't worry, it will all be over soon. Still on your feet? Oh, you're a tough. Better kill me quick. You don't have much time. You're too late. Nothing can save your Archmage now. Gul'dan takes what he wants, always. I am nothing. I have nothing to say to you.
Be still, Khadgar. Garona's dagger was enchanted. This wound is grisly. You should see a priest.
No. No priest. Cordana, stitch me up.
Don't let the Archmage down. You're an asset to the Alliance.
I work with the best.
I heard you've also been working with the Horde. The rest of the Council of Six wouldn't approve. I don't.
It's not the first time I've disagreed with the Council, and it won't be the last.
Keep protecting our Archmage, Commander. We'd be lost without him.
Jaina Proudmoore, leader of the Kirin herself, has showed up on Draenor, and she used the magic to save Khadgar's life. What's interesting to me is that Jaina, she still doesn't appreciate Khadgar working together with the Horde, and it goes a little bit against the events of the novel War Crimes. In that book, Jaina was still carrying hatred towards the Horde, like we saw in the end cinematic of the Siege. She actually wanted the Horde to be dismantled, but in the book, things changed. Kalec, he was unable to stand at Jaina's side if she kept this hatred in her heart, and eventually she received a note from warchief Vol'jin. Vol'jin, he found out what happened in Dalaran, but he tells Jaina that he doesn't blame her for those events, that he doesn't hold hatred towards her, so what happened in Dalaran, he doesn't hold it against her. To this, Jaina decides to also let go of her hatred, embrace the love that she feels for Kalec. Since Garrosh already took so much away from her, he wasn't going to destroy this as well. Apparently, as we find out now, she only let go of a little bit of her hatred, since she still doesn't trust the Horde, and we don't even know what happened to the Blood Elves that Jaina imprisons. There seems to be some inconsistency when it comes to this storyline. There's still some things explained, but regardless of that, Khadgar, he disagreed with the Kirin before, and he doesn't give a damn about what they say now. He's working with both the Alliance and the Horde. They're trying to stop Gul'dan from doing more damage, and for that goal, he will work with anyone that he wants.
Lady Proudmoore has expressly forbid Horde from entering Kirin grounds.
Then let Jaina take it up with me. I am a member of the Council, and you will let me and my friend pass.
Very well, Archmage. As you wish.
Since Jaina's already here, she might as well be useful, and she helps upgrade her ring to become even more powerful.
Come this way. This will only hurt... well, quite a bit, actually. The power once reserved for the Sorcerer Kings, I place in your hands. Omnibus, alvitrede, arcanum totalus. Hold out your hand and step into the light.
These are dangerous forces you're working with, Archmage.
Our friend needs them. The hardest trials are yet to come.
Good luck, champion. Be careful in that foundry.
The Archmage Khadgar, despite Jaina and the Kirin disagreeing with his choices, he has recruited heroes of both the Alliance and the Horde to help him with preventing Gul'dan's plans and taking this evil warlock out. We've taken on the Iron Horde, we assaulted Highmall itself, we've delivered Khadgar the power he needed to track down Gul'dan, and he has rewarded us with a ring. He has been unable to stop Gul'dan as of yet. He nearly lost his life to Gul'dan's assassin Garona, but thankfully we were able to save his life and capture Garona in the process. Garona could be a powerful weapon against Gul'dan, but for now his hold on her mind is still too strong. For those that don't know, Garona, she also exists in our reality, and in our reality she was created in order of Gul'dan by forcing an orc and a Draenei to mate. He then magically aged her, he trained her in the ways of the assassin, he placed magical spells on her mind to make sure that she remained obedient. Khadgar has met our Garona, he even became friends with her, and it seems like this version has the same backstory. It's not surprising that Khadgar desperately wants us to free Garona's mind, but as always, he will need more power and more knowledge. We're sent into the Blackrock Foundry, which is the ancestral home of the Blackrock Orcs. Here they forge the weapons used by the Iron Horde, they forge the designs brought by Garrosh from the future, and disabling this foundry will be a great step towards completely dismantling the Iron Hordes. And for the legendary questline, we're initially sent in to collect 3 items: the Heart of Fury, a Drenic Thaumaturgical Orb, and a Flamebender's Tome. These items, this knowledge, will give Khadgar what he needs to hopefully break Gul'dan's control over Garona, but while there we encounter several different bosses, and a few have asked me if I could tell the story behind these bosses, if I could tell more about them. First up we have Gruul, and Gruul is the great father of the Grunn, and Garrosh knew that by subjugating their father, they would be able to control the other Grunn. In our reality, Gruul earned himself the Dragon Killer title by taking on the Black Dragon aspect Deathwing himself. We later took care of him in a raid during the Burning Crusade, but such glory was not meant for him in this reality. To make it even worse, they took off one of his hands, they replaced it with a hook to make it more easy to haul pellets of fuel to the furnace. Orgorger is just a massive Goron that made his way into the storehouse of the Blackrock Foundry, and he's eating their ore, he's causing some trouble for the orcs, and some of you pointed out that we should just have let him do his thing since he was causing trouble for the Iron Horde. Although I agree with the idea, you could say that once he had his fill in the Foundry, once he became even bigger than he already was, then he'd probably break out and become a problem for all of Draenor. Taking the opportunity to take him out as we're in the Foundry might be the best plan for the future, but otherwise you could also say that they wanted to make a gigantic Goron as a boss, and that's why he's there. The Blast Furnace is the area where the Blackrock clan, they melt their black ore with the use of a primal force as old as Draenor itself. They kept this primal fire a secret to the rest of the world. They kept it a secret as to how they forced the ore to bend. But we came in, we liberated the fire, and we took it out. The Heart of Fury is taken back to Khadgar, so he can use it to cast his powerful spell. Then there are Hansgar and Franzok, twin brothers that were exiled from their clans because they refused to kill each other in the Rite of Mak'gora. They survived as outcasts in the savage wilds of Draenor until the rise of the Iron Horde. Now they found a home within the Foundry, working in the Slag Mill Press. Kromak, a massive Magneron, accidentally unearthed as the orcs were working on expanding the Foundry. The orcs, they were horrified at first to find this Magneron, but to their surprise, Kromak, he actually started to help them with their endeavors. He's now used to hammer out gigantic plates needed for the Iron Horde's dreadnoughts, their siege machinery, so unlike all the other Grun and the Magneron that were forced to work with the Iron Horde, this one started to help them without being forced. Flamebender Kagras, a member of the Burning Blade clan, she's been recruited by Black Hand to imbue the Blackrock Forged armaments with the essence of flame. She holds the Flamebender's tome, which contains knowledge to not just bend steel, but to bend elemental power itself to our will. Khadgar requires this tome for his spell work, so we make sure to pick it up and we bring it back to the Archmage. Which brings us to the final wing, before the emboss, before the warlord Blackhand himself, starting with Beastlord Darmok, and Darmok is an orc that reminded me a lot of Rexxar. As a young orc, Darmok quickly rose through the ranks of the Thunderlord clan as a gifted trainer of beasts. When the Iron Horde came and demanded his service, he saw no greater honor into serving them while training the most savage beasts Draenor had to offer. Operator Togar, no more for his cruelty and cleverness than for his brute strength, he oversees the operations of the Grim Rail, and interestingly enough, Blizzard, they actually plan to have a massive train track run through all of Gorgrond. This idea was later changed because I believe they had to change the Foundry location, so the tram, it didn't make sense anymore, but I still think this would have been a very cool idea to see a train run through Gorgrond. I still think that would have been brilliant. And finally, there are the Iron Maidens. Now in the old days, before the Iron Horde, Garran had little opportunity to exercise her tactical brilliance. She was thrilled to be one of the first warriors to volunteer for naval duty under the Iron Horde, as she was incredibly successful in battle. This earned her the title of Admiral of the Iron Horde, and she selected Marak and Sorka to be her lieutenants. During the attack on Karabor, the Iron Horde dreadnoughts, they were able to loot or sink most of the Draenei's eastern fleets, and during one of their attacks they were able to capture a priceless artifact known as a Dranic Thaumaturgical, and I probably butchered the name right there. Anyways, Khadgar, he has always dreamt about obtaining one of these artifacts, and now he has the chance. We steal it back from the Iron Maidens, and we bring it to the Archmage. That's about all the backstory I can give you for the bosses within the Foundry. Now, with the items collected, Khadgar has a lot to think about, and with the Flamebender's tome he finds information about a sacrifice made by the chieftain. He believes that Blackhand has made some sort of sacrifice, so we're sent in to take out the warlords, and we're asked to bring back his arm. Upon returning it, Khadgar realizes that the legends are actually true, and that Blackhand sacrificed his own arm to the elements. That's about all the details we get in-game, and a lot of you were wondering, like, what exactly were these secrets, what exactly happened here. That storyline you can find online in a free comic released by Blizzard, and in that comic we find out that Orgrim Doomhammer, Blackhand's second in command, he has lost his family weapon called the Doomhammer. The prophecy behind the Doomhammer states that the last of the Doomhammer line, he will use it to first bring salvation and then doom to the Orc people. Then it will pass into the hands of one who is not of the Blackrock clan, all will change again, and it will once again be used in the cause of justice. Now in our reality, as far as I'm aware, the prophecy is fulfilled. Orgrim, he first brought salvation to his people by taking out Blackhand and assuming control control of the Horde to prevent it from further being corrupted by Gul'dan. Doom then struck his people when Orgrim made the choice to send some of his forces after Gul'dan. This caused him the War of Azeroth and displaced the orcs within internment camps. Orgrim, he was not killed, he was imprisoned by the Alliance of Lordaeron, he managed to escape, and many years later he met up with young Thrall. Thrall was on a mission to liberate his captured people, reform the Horde, and Doomhammer allied himself with the future warchief. Together, they assaulted the internment camps, and in one of the fights, Doomhammer, he lost his life, and he passed on his weapon and armor to Thrall. Then it will pass into the hands of one who is not of the Blackrock clan. All will change again, and it will once again be used in the cause of justice. This person, not of the Blackrock clan, was none other than Thrall, and he used it to carve out a better future, not just for the Horde, but for all the people of Azeroth, or at least, you know, he tried. Now, as we know, events on Draenor of this reality, they happened a little bit different, and instead of sticking with the prophecy, Doomhammer actually tried to avoid it. He hoped by going back to the place where the weapon was forged that he would be able to unmake its destiny, but at the same time still keep its power. The elements were displeased with his actions, so they took back the mighty weapon, and Doomhammer thought that he had lost it forever. During the comic, Blackhand and his clan, they're surrounded by ogres, and Blackhand believes that the Doomhammer is the clan's only chance of survival. He's not worried about his own fate, there are worse things than dying in this world, so he reaches out to grab the weapon, and the elements surround him, scourging his arm and giving him the name Blackhand. The elements tell Blackhand that the Doomhammer's legacy does not belong to him. He is not worthy, but he does play a part in his destiny. They grant him the weapon, he uses it to forge more mighty weapons for the rest of his clan, and they charge out to meet the ogres head on. The clan actually manages to win the day, but the Doomhammer, it does not belong to Blackhand. He gives it back to Orgrim, claiming that it's still his legacy and that he has his own. And I wonder if Blizzard planned to do more with Orgrim Doomhammer, considering that he was taken out by Blackhand himself during questing in Talador. For those that have done the quest, you might have seen at first that Orgrim was actually Blackhand's second in command. He was very loyal to the Iron Horde, and then all of a sudden he changes his mind, he stands up against Blackhand, and Blackhand instantly wipes him out. At BlizzCon, someone actually asked who was going to pick up the Doomhammer, to which Blizzard gave like a trollish, laughing answer, like, "You are!" But so far nobody has picked up the Doomhammer, and the storyline seems discontinued. It seems that in the comic they have more ideas. It seems like the elements told them, like, the prophecy is not yours, there's more going to happen, and it simply never happened. Perhaps they got it out, perhaps something else changed, we may never know, but that's the sacrifice Blackhand made, and that's why his arm turned into stone after his death. Besides these items, Khadgar also sends us on the task of collecting 3 elemental tablets from within the foundry, and these tablets date back to the prehistory of Draenor. Primal elemental forces, they competed with each other to shape the world in what is known as the Age of Colossals. And with the tablets, Khadgar's able to control and channel those forces, just as the Blackrock do today. He uses the knowledge to empower our ring with pure elemental energies, and as he does, we receive a small vision.
Now stand perfectly still. This magic is extremely reliable and maybe a tiny bit fatal. Hold still, I said. I draw my strength from the heart of Draenor.
Come, Gromash. Drink. I told you. Get out. They assault your foundry. They murder your allies. Mine is the only way. Go!
It worked.
I maintain a pair of goblin jumper cables for just such an emergency. Are you well, Commander?
It seems like Gul'dan has approached Gromash and offered him some delicious blood once more. Even with his allies and troops falling all around him, Gromash, he still holds strong in his belief that Gul'dan's path is not the way. Hopefully Gromash will be able to hold strong. Now with all the information we collected for him, Khadgar's finally ready to try and liberate Garona's mind.
Come with me. Gul'dan will not give up control of his pet without a fight.
Just kill me and be done with it, Archmage.
I am not here to kill you, assassin. Where is your master? Tell me.
Burn in 1,000 hells!
You first. Where is Gul'dan?
He will undo you.
Where is he hiding?
Archmage?
Tell me!
Khadgar, stop! What's the difference between this and torture?
But she knows!
I don't even know what you're fighting for anymore.
You're right. Gul'dan has butchered her mind already. I am sorry, Garona. We will find another way.
Khadgar seems to become more and more desperate in his attempt to find and stop Gul'dan, and it takes Garona Halforcen's words for him to realize that what he's doing is not the right way. He's torturing Garona at this point in his attempt to set her free, so we must find another way. We find out that the Shadow Council is hiding within Shadowmoon Valley, and they're using an orb of dominion to brainwash their spies. This orb could just be the key to set Garona free, so we're sent in to collect the orb, while also taking out some of Gul'dan's troops.
Watch yourself, champion. The Shadow Council will prey on your doubts and weaknesses.
Give yourselves to the shadow. None can resist the master.
Fun fact, the ogre that we see with the orb, the ogre Dentark, in our reality he was always loyal to Ner'zhul. He remained behind within the Hellfire Citadel, as Ner'zhul and Tanaan Gorfiend, they made their way to the Black Temple to cast their spell, create all their portals and invade different worlds. By this time, the Alliance of Lordaeron, they already stepped through the Dark Portal to take the battle to the Horde, and in a massive wizard duel, Khadgar, he took on the ogre. When Dentark used his most powerful spell, Khadgar, he simply absorbed it into his palm, he refreshed himself with the magical energies, and Dentark realized that he was beaten, that Khadgar was superior, and Khadgar decapitated him.
You'll not leave this cave alive!
But we did leave the cave alive, and we delivered the Orb of Dominion to Khadgar.
Come with me. This is exactly what I need to undo Gul'dan's hold on Garona.
Archmage. That is dark magic you're working with.
We're using the tools of our enemy against them.
You are using the tools of our enemy.
Haven't you given up already, mage?
Not till my dying breath. I will end your torment, Garona. Om Nagal Om.
I do not like this.
Quickly, destroy that thing!
This time, with the help of the orb, Khadgar manages to literally pull out Garona's demons from within, and we take it out, liberating Garona from Gul'dan's control.
Awaken, Garona. You are free at last.
Gul'dan, he's not in my head anymore.
Give me that orb, Khadgar. I will destroy that hideous thing.
Come with me, Garona. Together we will plan for Gul'dan's downfall.
I owe everything to you. To both of you.
Finally, we've succeeded in our mission and we've gained a powerful ally. Garona Halforcen, she knows Gul'dan's secrets and she's more than willing to help us. She informs us that Gul'dan is within the Iron Horde compound, so we have to go in, we gather some intelligence and we have to spy on Gul'dan. There's only one problem though, there are many guards keeping an eye out for trouble and we're unable to just launch ourselves into the air and fly in. No, this is a stealth mission, so together with Garona, we silently take out the guards and we make our way through.
Jackpot. Iron Horde plans and papers. Gromosh ordered a full retreat behind the walls of Tanaan. Interesting. The Bleeding Hollow clan are showing signs of insubordination. Perhaps the Iron Horde is falling apart.
It seems like our efforts have a serious effect upon the Iron Horde. Gromosh has lost several clans already, and now even the Bleeding Hollow clan is rising up against him. And to make matters worse, Gul'dan is in the camp and he's trying to take advantage of the situation.
to show your face here, warlock. You promised conquest, Grommash, yet brought these clans to ruin. Your men have died for nothing. My soldiers died with honor. Did they? And what about your son? Garrosh, my son. You have lost everything. There is only one choice. Drink and fulfill your destiny. Your poison would damn us all! Your iron will is legend. I will enjoy breaking you. Who will be the first to accept this gift? Power such as mine for any willing to serve. Kilrog. You have seen your fate. You know what must be done. Kilrog! Yes. I will build a new horde. I will forge you into an unstoppable weapon. You will be the scourge of 100 worlds. The might of a legion.
Gul'dan has only grown in power since our last encounter. He must still have contact with the Burning Legion. Stopping him is more important than ever.
At the Iron Horde compound, we learn that the Iron Horde is not happy with the warchief, since we're kicking their butts all over the place, and Gul'dan offers the demon blood once more. This time, it's Kilrog Deadeye that accepts the offer, and Grommash is captured by the powerful warlock.
You were to be the first, Hellscream. You were destined to be my greatest champion. And instead, you chose this. You have no vision. Behold, what a true seat of power demands. A citadel of hellish fire worthy of my masters. A monument to entomb the souls of all who would dare to defy us. They will defy you. I have seen their forces in battle. They are fearless. It does not matter what vile creatures you summon to the battle. They will persevere. Their resolve is unbreaking. They will come. They will fight. And they will wash their blades of your blood in victory. Fight if you must, Hellscream. It is no matter. In the end, we all serve the Legion.
Gul'dan has taken the Iron Horde, offered them all the demon blood once more, and this time most of them accepted, turning them into the Fel Hordes. He didn't like the way that Hellfire Citadel was looking, so he did a bit of decorating, while Grommash is still captured and they're going to break his iron will. Our quest given by Khadgar is the same as it was at the very start. We have to stop Gul'dan, and now with the Fell Horde at his side, it's become more difficult than ever. Simply assaulting the gates of Tanaan would be very unwise, so either Varian Rin or Vol'jin, they advise us to build up a shipyard and attack from both land and sea.
The Horde be counting on you, Commander. Find us a shipwright so we can surround Tanaan.
After rescuing the Orc Rourke and building up a transport vessel, we're ready to set sail and assault the Fell Horde from two sides. We're going to go in through the sea lanes into Tanaan jungle, while the rest of our forces they assault the main gates.
Commander, the savage seas of Draenor are now yours to conquer. The way lies open for our invasion of Tanaan.
For the legendary questline, we receive two quests. One is taking us into Hellfire Citadel, while the other one has us fighting at sea. I've already done a video which I go further into the story of Tanaan Jungle and the bosses in Hellfire Citadel, so if you want those details, the link is in the description. The short version, if you don't want to check it out, is that we're kicking the crap out of the Fell Horde, we stop Gul'dan from using the Cipher of Damnation, and we take out the powerful troops that he has either summoned, converted, or corrupted. Each of his lieutenants has a chance to drop a Tome of Chaos, as Khadgar explains in the questline. If history is any indication, Gul'dan is training a whole generation of warlocks to marshal against us. If we act fast, we can stem the tide and make things easier on ourselves. As you and your fellow heroes venture into the depths of Hellfire Citadel, seek out Tomes of Chaos from Gul'dan's lieutenants. They're dangerous, so don't read any of them, not even the pictures, especially not the pictures. So we go into the Hellfire Citadel to assault and stop the Fell Horde, while also collecting 33 Tomes of Chaos. Next to that, we have the missions that are going on at sea. We have a transport vessel, which is very nice, but if we're going to do some real damage, we'll have to build an arsenal. Gul'dan wasted no time integrating his Shadow Council minions into every rank of the Iron Horde. The naval fleet that once owed loyalty only to Kromash is now his to command. If we want to fight back, we're going to need more than just a couple of transport ships. We must build an arsenal. We need your expertise, Commander. Upgrade your dockyards and create a fleet capable of dominating the seas. 15 naval missions, that's about all the experience that we'll need. So we build our submarines, our destroyers, all kinds of vessels, and we send them away. The missions are very diverse. Sometimes we'll face off against the Fell Horde, sometimes Alliance and Horde go at each other, and sometimes we'll help out a Kraken, for example, who will then help us in turn. Most of these missions are suicide missions. Countless lives on these vessels are sent to the bottom of the sea, all for the sake for us of getting some naval experience. The commander has a lot of letters to write once all is said and done, but eventually we managed to upgrade our shipyard to level 2 and we're ready to track down Gul'dan's ship. The questline says, Khadgar has been doing a little digging, or whatever you call digging in naval terms, snorkeling. Gul'dan has sent his most powerful flagship on a scouting mission to the four corners of Draenor. He is mapping out all the oceanic ley line conjunctions. This is information that he could use to upgrade our ring, but in Gul'dan's hands, it could be catastrophic. Scramble the fleet, hunt down his infamous flagship, the Master's Call, and steal that map before they complete their mission.
Come back We will send Gul'dan's filth to the bottom of the sea.
Ley lines are channels of immense power that course through the earth itself like blood vessels, carrying arcane magic instead of the scarlet fluids. So basically they're lines with power across the planet. Draenor has them, Azeroth has them. Ley lines are lines of power. In order to track Gul'dan's flagship, we capture Iron Fist Harbor, we interrogate the prisoners, and they inform us about the whereabouts of the flagship. This leads to us tracking it down, eventually sending it to the bottom of the sea, and we got our hands on the Dranic Sea Chart. As we turn in the quest, Khadgar says, Yes, this is it. This map is invaluable. By triangulating the oceanic junction points, we can graph out Draenor's key lines. There's where I built my tower, of course. Energy also seems to converge near Karabor, and here by the Throne of Elements. Oh, very good. We'll be able to put this to use very soon. So we're busy, we've collected the tomes within Hellfire Citadel, we've collected the Dranic Sea Chart, and with all of those collected, we return to Khadgar, who gives us the next part of the quest. We've got to destroy these tomes. Many of them have actual tortured souls bound to the pages, so we can't just burn them. Cordana will know what to do. Take these books to my tower in Zangara, and give them to Cordana.
Give Cordana my best. She's been quite distant lately.
A little Easter egg awaits as we travel to Khadgar's tower, since the black dragon Rephion, he's floating near the entrance, and as we go in he flies away. As I tried to record it, I didn't catch him at the start, but he was flying away, he was actually there, and for those that have been asking me, I have no idea what Rephion is doing here. Last we heard of him was way back when at the start, patch 6.0 I believe, at Admiral Taylor's garrison. In the log we can read that Taylor's men, they found Rephion, and Taylor isn't sure who's the captive and who's the captor. Rephion seeks asylum in the garrison, claiming that he did something to cheese off the ogres, which at the time I speculated had something to do with the tower in Frostfire Ridge. There's a tower there, the ogres are stuck in time, but we have no idea. They send a message to the king, informing them that the black dragon is in the garrison, but soon after things take a turn for the worst. The Iron Horde had attacked the garrison, and during this attack one of their men, a Feel, he went missing. Rephion warned Taylor to keep an eye on the Feel, and his warning was not without reason. Soon after, as Taylor is fighting in the arena, a Feel takes over and all hell breaks loose in the garrison. We arrive to find it as a ghost town, with Taylor being converted into the undead, and Rephion is nowhere to be found. That's the last we heard of the Black Dragon, and they most likely have plans to do something with the storyline, yet it was never implemented and never explained. Perhaps the Black Prince will explain a bit more of his actions in the next expansion. I doubt it, but who knows. For now, we'll focus on the events in Warlords. As we arrive at the tower, we're informed by James Lamone to be careful, since Gul'dan has declared Khadgar's tower off limits and she's acting very odd. The arcane guardians that were guarding the tower are destroyed, and inside we find the warden holding the Orb of Dominion, the same orb we used to free Garona's mind. Gul'dan had promised to destroy this orb, but apparently its dark influence has changed her mind.
Books. Yes, Gul'dan's tomes. Are you sure Khadgar didn't try to use them? Books of power. Books of knowledge. Books written in the language of chaos. Don't you worry, champion. All will be destroyed. Now, give me your ring. I need it. Give it here.
A green pentagram, tomes of chaos floating all around us, and Gul'dan asking for a ring. None of this seems right, so we answer her request with a sassy,
"Oh, hell no!"
Then I will take it from you, for the glory of Gul'dan. The Orb of Dominion spoke to me. I saw the truth. Khadgar is just a child, swaggering around, torturing his prisoners, playing with lives, dabbling in magics he pretends to comprehend. Very well, walk away. Nothing will stop Gul'dan, for the Legion stands behind him. Mark my words, your leaders will betray you. Azeroth will burn.
Gul'dan has lost her mind and she joined Team Burning Legion. After the fierce battle, the warden creates a portal and she walks away, claiming that our leaders will betray us and that Azeroth will burn. Now that Legion has been announced, it's possible that she's speaking the truth. We already know that we're going to wake up in a world burning. So does that mean that our leaders are going to turn against us? We will be shocked and surprised. I can't wait to find out what the future is going to bring. I can't wait to find out what exactly is going to happen. But I think it's safe to say that Gul'dan will definitely play a part in it. As we fly back to our garrison, we inform Khadgar of the events that transpired.
There is much we can learn here.
Khadgar's face falls as she describes your encounter at the tower. Gul'dan? Oh no, she's been very distant lately. I just thought that it was part of her Stone Cold Warder routine. I didn't realize. Ah, you see, this is exactly what Gul'dan does. He finds our weakness and he turns it against us. Be careful who you trust.
Be careful who you trust.
Ah, Gul'dan. Khadgar turns his eyes to the sea. Gul'dan. This is the moment where the questline splits up for the Horde and Alliance, and I'll first do the Alliance bit. Khadgar informs us that we can apply one final enchantment to our ring, but we must be cautious. Last time he augmented it, it nearly killed us, so we'll take a divine act to empower us further. Fortunately for us, we've made some very powerful allies during our time on Draenor. At the Temple of Kerabor, Ural is waiting for us, and with the blessing of Anaru, our ring will become as powerful and unique as... well, as powerful and unique as we are.
Welcome, Commander. Khadgar tells me you've accomplished so many great things.
Ural, Khadgar, the Exarchs and the Naru Ka'ara, combined with the spirit of Prophet Velen, they're waiting for us.
Take your knee, champion. It is a rare and special privilege to be blessed by a Naru.
Blessed are the torchbearers who bring the light to darkness. Blessed are the valorous who stand fast in an unjust world. Champion, a great darkness has taken root on Draenor. The righteous will flock to your banner. You must not falter. Go now with the light's blessing. Take the fight to our enemies. The fate of two worlds hangs in the balance.
Did you hear anything? Did the Naru speak to you?
Please. Commander, whatever you should do next, know that you have the full support of the Draenei people. We stand with you.
The light has blessed its champion, and the ring has been empowered. Now on the Horde side, we don't need a divine act to empower us, and a big thank you to ADRcraft for allowing me to use this footage and actually show you the Horde side of things. Instead of a divine act, we're going to rely on ancient magic. Fortunately for us, we've made some powerful allies during our time on Draenor. We're sent to seek out Farseer Drekvar at the Throne of Elements in the Grand. There we can receive the blessing of the elements and safely unlock the ring's final form.
Come back.
The elemental spirits of Draenor await you, champion of the Horde.
Commander, is that you? Your aura has grown quite strong.
Durotan, Draka, Thrall, Khadgar and the Elemental Furies are waiting for us.
For the very elements of Draenor tremble, friend. Can you hear them? Listen. Listen. Spirits of stone. Lend your strength to our champion. Spirits of air, grant our champion quickness of mind and body. Spirits of water, give our hero the gift of your wisdom. Spirits of flame, lend us your fury, that our enemies will be driven before us. Arise, champion. Know that the primal heart of Draenor burns within you. Gul'dan will do all he can to sever our connection to the elements, to deprive us of their power. You must stop him. The fate of our world is in your hands, Commander. Loktar, Ogar.
The elements of Draenor have lent their powers to empower the ring, and now one final task awaits. We must defeat Gul'dan and unravel his plans for this world.
With every passing moment, Gul'dan grows in power, but he no longer slinks through the shadows. We know where he is. We know what he's doing. Now we strike. May the light have mercy on all our souls.
The final task has us return to the Hellfire Citadel and confront the final boss, Archimonde, summoned by Gul'dan to bring about the end of the world. Thankfully, we are able to stop Archimonde, but Gul'dan isn't finished quite yet.
Gul'dan!
You made a pact.
Draenor is safe, but the Legion is more powerful than even Khadgar had imagined. And Gul'dan, that snake, he's still alive, somewhere. Stay here and celebrate with the others. You've earned it, but I will soon return to Azeroth to deal with this, and I hope you will join me there when the time comes.
You don't think it's over?
Gul'dan and the devils that command him are not so easily banished. I fear this is only beginning.
If you ever need us, we will be here.
Until we meet again.
A great man once told me, in the light, we are one. The future is ours, and we will see Draenor rebuilt. Together.
And that's the end of the legendary questline in Warlocks of Draenor, but not the end of the story. As we've seen with the announcement, Gul'dan has been sent to our reality and he opens a portal for the Legion. This time they're not aiming at alternate Draenor, this time the invasion is going to happen on our Azeroth in our timeline. The presumed to be guardian Khadgar flies away from GARRISON, which is apparently a very important building for the next expansion. He warns the world, heroes of the Alliance and Horde are rallied once more, and this time we'll be the ones claiming powerful artifacts and fight over the sake of the world. As Gul'dan and their troops, they're trying to bring the dark tide Sargeras into the world.
For we stand once more upon the brink of destruction. The Burning Legion has returned.
Time will tell how the storyline is going to continue. We've received some confirmation, some spoilers already, but I'll link to that video in the description in case people want to avoid those massive spoilers. You don't have to hear them. Which means we've reached the end of the video, so thank you very much for watching, everyone. Tomorrow, just a heads up, I'll upload the full version of the legendary questline, which is simply a combination of the individual videos into one. I've done this many times before, it makes it a lot easier to link it across the internet, so just so you know that you're not surprised tomorrow like, hey, this isn't really a new lore video. No, it's just a combination of what I've done. On the screen, I've linked a few videos that you might find interesting, and I've also placed the links in the description. There's the story of Hellfire Citadel, in which I talk about the bosses and what exactly happened in Tanaan Jungle. There's the story of Legion so far, the information and story already known for the next expansion. The story of Archimonde, the events that took place in our reality before we took him on in Draenor. And then of course, the story of our Gul'dan. We've been chasing his alternate version throughout Draenor and beyond. This video talks about his story from our reality. My Twitter, my Facebook, my Twitch channel, all the links are on screen and in the description below. Once again, thank you so much for your time, everyone. Have a great week, subscribe if you like my videos, and until next time, guys, see ya!